Emma. I'm going to be taking you through today's training session of how to perform the leg press safely and effectively. Just to start with, I'm just going to give you a bit of an introduction. So as we are in the gym, we do have some gym rules just to be aware of and to follow. Ensuring that you sanitise the equipment down after use. Always return the weights to the racks. If you are lifting, it might be useful to use a spotter. If you are using a barbell or something that could potentially be a struggle for you to lift. Not to bring any food into the gym, ensuring that you lock all your valuables in the locker. Never slam or drop weights. Follow the gym dress code. Always bring a towel and water. Respect others' personal space and keep the music to yourself. So I will give you one of these sheets with the gym rules in, so that you're aware of them and you can follow the gym rules. Okay, just to kind of give you a bit of an idea of the safety measures. Okay, so we do have a fire exit just to the left here. So in case of a fire and emergency, the shutter will open, so that is our emergency exit there. Just through the door over here are some toilets, okay, there is also a water fountain out there as well. So if you need to fill out pure water, or you need to use the toilet, they are just through that door there, okay. Just to be aware as well, just ensure that there are no hazards on the floor, anything that may get in your way or cause you to slip or trip. Okay. I'm just going to explain a little bit about what the session will consist of today. So to start with, I'm going to get you to fill out a PARQ form. That is just a pre-exercise form, just to ensure that you're safe to perform exercise and so that I'm aware of any injuries or illnesses that may impact on your safety when exercising. I'm also going to go through the learning objectives, okay? So the learning objectives are to safely and effectively perform the leg extension, to use correct form, and to ensure that you get a good warm-up as well in the session prior to using the leg extension. The session will last about 30 minutes in total. Please feel free to ask questions as you go along. If there's anything you're unsure of, just please let me know and I will help you in any way possible. So, just to start with, I'm going to get you to fill the PARQ form out before we go any further with the session. And then we will start with a demonstration of me performing the leg extension. I will talk through all the safety points. I will also give you a visual handout with the safety points on there and how to safely and effectively use the leg extension. Once we've done that, we will then perform some warm-up activities, okay, just to get some blood flowing in the legs before we perform the leg extension. Once we've done that, you are then going to demonstrate your knowledge of the leg extension and your performance of the leg extension as I take you through a step-by-step guide. At the end of the session, we'll then go through some knowledge questions just to see what you've learned during today's session, and there will be a feedback form for you to complete as well. Is there any questions before we get started?
No.
Okay, great. So, just to start with, I'm going to give you the PARQ form to fill out. So, if you're able, just fill that form out for me. just grab one of the sheets that's underneath that. Sorry.
Okay, done.
Okay, so I'll just take that from you. That's great. Okay, so just going over your PARQ form. So it says here, you've put no to all of the questions in regards to any medical issues. So yeah, just reading here, you're safe to perform the exercise today, okay? Normally what would happen if there was anything that flagged up here, I would then have to get you to go and confirm with your doctor that you're safe to exercise. But as you haven't ticked any of the boxes, that would suggest to me that you have any illness or injury, then you are fine to perform the exercise today.
Okay, good.
Okay. So we're just going to go through a little bit of knowledge behind the leg extension, okay, and what we use it for, and what muscles it targets, okay. So with the leg extension, it is targeting and isolating our quadricep muscles, which are the muscles that run along the front of the top of our legs, okay. It's a great way to isolate just this muscle, as you are seated and supported, and you're primarily using this muscle when you're performing it. It is an open chain kinetic exercise, which is different from a closed chain kinetic exercise, such as a squat. And the fact that you have that support as well on the back, that will help if you have any back issues, anything like that, so you can still target your legs without doing something such as a squat or a deadlift, okay, so you have that support there as well. The difference between a squat and a leg extension, is that the body part you're exercising is anchored on the ground when you're doing a squat, okay, whilst the leg extension, you're moving this padded bar that's just in front of you here. So that means that your legs are not stationary as they work when you're doing a squat, okay, and the chain of movement is open in the leg extension, yeah.
Okay.
The quads are well developed in cycling, but if your cardio is running or walking, you mainly exercise the hamstrings, okay, which is this muscle that sits just at the back of the leg. Whereas with the leg extension, you'll be able to target your quads more. So if you are doing something such as running or walking, it's a good idea to include this into your workouts. It will obviously help develop the quads more, and then that will then in turn balance out the legs. Building your quads can also increase the force of kicking movements, which can be beneficial in sports, okay, such as football or any type of martial arts. We'll go through how to perform the leg extension now. So if I just get you to just jump up from the chair for me. And if you just want to stand there, fine, yeah. Okay. So I'm now going to demonstrate the leg extension for you. Okay, so we're going to place our bottom into the seat by just bringing our legs underneath the roller pad here. Okay, where you have got that support there, you can adjust the back of the chair to make it more comfortable if you prefer an upright position. Okay, however, laying back like this is also fine. We want to keep that torso up, so we don't want to kind of be laying back like that, but we want to keep that torso up in this position. Okay, from here, what I'm looking at doing is from this flexion position, I want to extend my legs. Okay, so ensuring first of all, one of the most important things is that we make sure that we are picking the right weight. Okay, if you're unsure about that, then just either ask for some help or guidance. Don't pick a weight that is too heavy for you. Okay. So from here, we're in this position. Remember, we're targeting this muscle here. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to extend the legs into this position. All right. We don't want to lock up the knees too much. Okay, so we just want that nice kind of loose knee and our feet fully extended, or our legs fully extended. Okay. As we come down, we want to be nice and slow on that way down. Okay, so that it is not crashing back down. So we want to keep tension here. So we don't want to let the bar come back like that. Okay, so we want to keep tension. What you're going to do is you're just going to repeat that motion. So up, slowly on that way down. Once you get that full range of motion to back to here, okay, then we're going to repeat that movement again.
Right.
We just need to be careful that we're not doing half reps as well. So we want to make sure that we get that full range of motion. So we're not coming up and then just to here and back up again.
All the way
So we want to come all the way down, keeping that tension in the quads and then repeating. Okay. And coming back down again. Another thing I forgot to mention as well, you can adjust the roller pad. Okay, so ideally we want it just to sit on top of the ankles. Okay, so if it's pulled down too low in this position, it's going to be touching the top of my feet. Okay, we don't want that. We want the roller pad to sit just on the ankles. Okay. Any questions on the leg extension?
No, that's fine. When you're do you have to have the back upright into your back?
No, as long as it's comfortable for you, then that is absolutely fine.
We don't have to be actually leaning on it.
No, you don't have to lean on it. But if you want that support, then you can obviously sit back. If you want to sit further up, you can move the chair, the back of the chair, so that it is in a more upright position.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
And yeah, then you'll perform the leg extension from that point. All right.
Mm-hmm.
What we're going to do today is we're going to do 12 repetitions, and then you're going to pause for a minute or a minute and a half. We're going to go for 90 seconds, and then you will repeat that again, and you will do that 3 times. So we call that 3 sets of 12 repetitions. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Before we get started, we're just going to go through a bit of a warm up. Okay. So obviously it's super important to warm up the muscles before we perform the leg extension. So we want to just make sure that we get that blood flowing. So I've printed out a warm-up sheet. I'm going to go through this warm-up with you just to start with. Okay. So we're going to start with some squats. So this is all body weight. We're not using any type of weights. Okay. So we're just going to do some squats. It may be best for you to even use the lat pull down there just as a seat for you to sit on. Okay. So with our squats, we want to make sure that our knees are turned out, as we want to put that weight into the heels as we come up. So if you just want to jump up a second, and I'll show you what I want you to do on here. So all you're going to do is you can start in that seated position, and then you're just going to drive up into that standing position, and then you're going to sit back down, keeping that chest up and driving back using your heels to drive up for me. So if you just want to do, we'll do that together. So we're just going to perform 5 repetitions here. Okay. So we're coming down into that squat, and then we're going to drive up. So 1, good, and then back down into that squat, keeping those knees turned out. 2, yep, back down. 3, back down. 4, and 5. Yep. Okay. So just back up into that standing position for me. Now what I want you to do is just trying to find you somewhere that you can hold on to. Let's maybe use the garage. So just here, what we're going to do is we're going to do some leg swings, okay? So coming up and back, up and back. So we're loosening up the legs just like this, okay? So we'll start with that side.
legs?
Yeah, we'll start with 5 on each leg for me. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yep, and then the other side for me. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Whilst you're here, holding on to this part, okay? Again, we're going to come down now into a lunge. So we're just going to step, lowering that back leg to the ground, and then drive it back up again for me. Then you can switch the legs, drive down and drive back up again. Okay. We're just going to do, we'll do 6 in total, so 3 on each leg. 1, yep. 2, good. 3, 4, 5. Just step forward. Yep, step forward with that one. Yep. 6. Okay. From here, we're going to open up the gates now. So from a standing position, we're opening up our hip flexors. So we're coming up with one leg, out to the side and back down again. Up, and if you need to hold on, you can. So we're just opening up those hip flexors. Yeah, so
Just hold on.
yeah. Just hold on. 1, out to the side, back down. That's it. We'll do 3 on each leg again. Okay, good. Now we're going to just do some arm circles. So we're going to circle back for 5 and then circle forward for 5. Okay, now we're going to do some hip circles. So what we're going to do is, just from this position, we're going to move the hips around, just loosening up the hips here, so in a circle for me. So we'll do 5 one way and then 5 back the other way. Okay, the last one, what we're going to do is we're going to take a couple of steps as we do each one, but we're going to step, step, hold, step, step, and hold. Okay, so we're just working that, the quad muscle here. Okay, so keep moving. Yeah, and then lift. Yep, and go back the other way, same thing. You have to walk on a tightrope. And then back the other way one more time for me. Okay, great. Okay, so that will complete the warm up. So we just want to ensure obviously that there is a warm up done prior to the exercise, just to make sure those muscles are nice and warm. Okay, now I'm going to get you into the chair and we're going to perform the leg extension. Okay. So, yep, placing yourself into the leg extension here. So we've adjusted all the positions on here, or all the features on the leg extension to ensure that it's comfortable for the exercise, for you performing the exercise. Now what we're going to get you to do is, we've checked that the weight is okay for you as well, and that you're comfortable to do this. So you can hold on, there are 2 bars at the side, or you can hold on to the bottom of the seat. Yep. So now from here, I'm going to get you to, from that flexed position, we're now going to fully extend the legs. Yep, coming up, that's it, keeping the feet up, yep, good. Nice and slow on that way down, keeping the tension, that's it. Okay, so when we get back to there, we're going to repeat again. So 2, that's it, coming down, nice and slow on the way down, that's it, good. 3, good, coming down, nice and slow. 4, good. 6, 5, 6, good. 7, good. We've got 5 more repetitions to perform. 5, 4, 3, 2, good. And last one for me. So you want that nice pause up the top as well as we come down. Yeah. Good, fantastic. How does that feel?
Yeah, it's fine, yeah.
Can you feel this muscle
Yeah,
contracting? Yeah, that's good.
definitely.
Okay, you can relax from there. So, what you would normally do from here is we would wait for about 90 seconds and then you would perform the exercise again, and we would go through 3 lots of them. I'm just going to quickly explain a little bit about some of the variations, that you can use if you don't have a leg extension. So there's a couple of different things that you can do. You can actually sit in a chair and use ankle weights, okay? So again, keeping your back nice and straight, you will come up with the ankle weights. So again, that will be contracting the quad muscle there. You can also do it, you can do a standing leg extension, okay? So using a resistant band. Alright, so you can place the resistant band around the ankle. Okay, so you can loop it around the ankle and then you can extend that way as well. Okay, again, that's creating resistance on the quad muscle there. Alright. You can also perform the exercise using a cable machine. Okay, so if your gym doesn't have a leg extension machine like this, you can actually use the cables. And again, the same thing, you can place a cable around the ankle. You can adjust the weights, that will give you the resistance, and then you can extend the leg that way. There's some common mistakes that I'm going to go through with you. Okay, so just some things just to obviously look out for. Just ensuring obviously that you don't place the weights too heavy. Okay, so that's a common mistake. Not although it can cause injury, but it can also not although it can cause injury, but you're not going to be able to perform the exercise correctly in the right range with the right range of motion, and that may be when you end up not fully extending or doing a half repetition because that weight's too heavy. So you want to make sure that the weight is nice and comfortable. You still want it to be challenging, so you want the last few reps to be quite of a challenge, but at the same time, you don't want it to be too heavy that you can't perform the exercise. So I always go, rule of thumb is the last 2 reps should be, can I do it, or this is a little bit tough. But if it's becoming really easy, then that's when you know you need to adjust your weights a little bit higher. Going too fast, okay, is another common mistake. So we call it time under tension. We want the muscle to be under tension for a certain amount of time. If you're doing it really quickly, then you're not going to gain much benefit. And again, it's going to be a risk of injury. Okay. Locking the knees. So like I mentioned, you want to keep the knees nice and loose. So we don't want to fully lock those knees. That can then cause strain on the knee joint as well. Okay. Just a couple of safety precautions as well. So if you have any knee, ankle or thigh injuries, you must seek guidance from your doctor, okay? Or some type of a specialised strength and conditioning coach to avoid obviously putting any more strain or causing any further injury. So yes, some people may say to avoid the leg extension, depending on what your injury is. Obviously, we know that you're clear. And just another thing to just bear in mind, if you are in any pain, if you're experiencing any pain as you do this exercise, then it's best to just stop the exercise and then again maybe seek some help from either a medical professional or a sports coach to then give you an alternative to the exercise or to try to find out what is going on. Okay. So the last thing I'm going to get you to do is just have a little bit of a quiz here. Okay, so I'm just going to get you to fill out the answers to this quiz, just to see what you have learnt today and to make sure that you've picked up all the safety points throughout today's session and how to perform the leg extension. Okay, so I'm just going to hand you that now. So we'll just get you to fill out those knowledge questions for me, and then I'll check your answers. Okay, I'll just give you a few minutes to do that. Yep. Okay. So we're just going to look through the knowledge questions now. So the first question was, what is the primary muscle being used in the leg extension? You've written the quadricep muscle, which is correct. Okay, so like we said, this muscle is the one that is primarily being used, as you will probably be able to feel as you're doing the exercise. Is the exercise an open or closed kinetic chain exercise? We mentioned that. Yes, it's an open one, which is what you've put here. A squat would be a closed chain kinetic exercise. Name a variation of the leg extension. So you've put resistant band. Okay, yep, you can place a resistant band around the foot and then extend the leg if you don't have a leg extension machine. 2 common mistakes. You've put going too heavy. Okay, yeah, big mistake there. And then locking the knees out as well. Okay, important we keep a loose knee. When should you stop performing the exercise? You've mentioned when it causes pain. Yep, absolutely. If it's starting to cause you any discomfort or pain, you must stop the exercise immediately. Name the benefit of this exercise to build strength and power in the legs. Yep, absolutely. Okay, so building strength here is obviously going to help with any types of other sport or activities that you do. It's going to also strengthen the knee joint as well. So you tend to find people that have issues with their knees or they have weak knees. because the quadricep muscle is connected to the knee joint. Doctors will prescribe strengthening this muscle to help strengthen up the knee joint. Okay, so that brings us to the end of our training session. I'm just going to give you a little bit of feedback, and then I'm going to get you to fill out feedback for me as well. So just going off what we've seen today, okay, really, really good work. I thought you listened very well. You took the points. Obviously, the knowledge questions have demonstrated that you've been listening and that you've picked up how to perform the exercise correctly, what the benefits and the risks are when using the leg extension. I would say just one thing to look out for is I did notice a little bit of a lock in the knee when you were performing the exercise, okay? So just ensure that you don't lock that knee out when you perform it. However, your performance on this leg extension was very controlled. The reps were nice and slow, and you picked the correct weight as well for you. Okay, so overall, really good work today. How did you find the session? Did you enjoy it today?
Yes, very
Yeah,
good. Yeah,
you found it
thank
very
you,
informative?
Yeah, learned a lot from that today.
Okay, excellent.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.